Hey Siri, is the new iPhone XS Max the best phone ever?
Everything you need to know about Apple products is on Apple's website.
I don't want to go to their website. Instead, I'll do my own review.
Listen guys, I have to explain that intro, okay? Hello guys, Subhash here from ZettaHub, and it's been so good to see you all after 3 months of break. I don't think you guys know, but I enrolled into a trainee program on October of 12th, and ever since then I didn't have time to do scripting, recording, and also editing my videos. Fun fact though, I made my Apple Watch Series 6 review back in October, and it kept delaying. And then I decided, screw it, just scrap the whole video. The hype has died. There are plenty of reviews from other YouTubers back then, so it was not worth to barge in with another review. And that's out of the way, and now my training period has finished, and now hopefully I can come back to do more videos as I hope to. And by the way, thank you for all of your Twitter DMs asking me for my well-beings for the past 3 months of disappearance. Okay, from this video, you should know from the title of this video, it's the iPhone 12 Pro Max review after usage of 3 months. Okay, here's the catch. From an ordinary person. You know, an ordinary meant that the person who has average day job and not a full-time YouTuber like Rene Ritchie, MKBHD or Dave2D. This is a review from someone who has no monetization on YouTube, who lives in Southeast Asia region far away from United States and United Kingdom, albeit I'm an Apple fan, so expect some sort of biasness for this phone. Okay, for the typical 3 months or 6 months review, there are quite a few criteria that need to be reviewed, and the number one thing is the performance. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this phone feels mighty quick. Surprise, surprise. The A14 chip plays through every task that we throw at this phone, and powered by 6GB of RAM on the Pro phones this year, it just makes the phone even sweeter. But I do notice though, some of the background running apps fail to keep the app open on the background, and I don't know how others are saying that with 6GB of RAM, apps are fully open on the background without having to reopen them back. I'm not sure it's the app compatibility or the 6GB of RAM is still not enough for apps to keep running on the background. The one thing I won't complain though is the battery life of this phone, which is also the second criteria of 3 to 6 months review. The battery life after 3 months on this phone is just plain overkill. I get that the iPhone 11 Pro Max was a battery champ, but this is a review from an ordinary guy. As you guys know, ordinary guy won't change phone every year at least. So I didn't get my hands on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. But before this phone, I was using iPhone XS Max, and compared to the iPhone 12, iPhone XS Max has an okay sort of battery life.
And the battery life is decent. I can go one whole day without charging after heavy usage.
I've been duped into thinking that I'm gonna be a big YouTube star back then, so all is forgiven, okay? To be fair, the battery on iPhone XS Max was great when I first purchased it, but after using it for 6 months, the battery life became gradually worse to a point that one whole day of heavy usage seemed impossible without charging during the day. But for the iPhone 12 Pro Max, it just blazed through the whole day without any problem. To be honest, I never charged this phone up to 100% since day 2 of purchasing. And I did my battery test with this phone with normal usage. Since charging to 100%, the phone can easily last more than a day, which I can say is an incredible feat. But ever since then, I only charged this phone up to an 80% that can easily last me throughout the whole day and the whole night. So the battery life is the most satisfied aspect of this phone. Maybe the battery life was so good, Apple decided not to include a charger in the box. Yes guys, I know, it's an overused joke, so don't grab your pitchforks, alright? Okay, on to the next one, performance. battery. Oh yeah, the camera on this phone. The camera on this phone, in conclusion, to say, it just makes wonders. Both 12 and 12 Pro has great cameras, shoots great pictures and videos, and with an additional of night mode support on all cameras this year, it is pretty much a game changer. With the addition of raw image support for the iPhone 12 Pro models, it just takes pretty awesome pictures and just takes the photography to the next level on smartphone cameras. Okay, I certainly do not have a master's or PhD on photo editing, but look at this picture I took with night mode without raw, and look at this picture that taken with night mode and raw, and also edited on the native photo app. Look at the amount of details we can get from a raw picture. It is truly magic, I would say. And as I said earlier, I'm not an expert in photo editing, but if I can do this kind of things, imagine the pro photographers. Okay, as per LiDAR, it feels gimmicky and I've never used it ever since I purchased this phone, and feels gimmicky at this point. Maybe in 2 to 3 years time things can change, but as of now, no. The videography on this phone just out of this world, and I can confidently say that the iPhone's 12 Pro Max takes the best videos on any smartphones, and that includes the Galaxy Note 20 and also the Google Pixels. With the added HDR support, and that just took this videography on smartphone to the next level. With more and more companies started to adapt HDR standard, it's just gonna get better and better. Okay, so far we haven't touched on the display. See what I did? I'm not sure it's a placebo effect or not, but I feel the 12 Pro Max display, the OLED screen, seems sharper and clearer compared to the previous XS Max that I was using. Although both carrying the same OLED display from Samsung, so I don't technically get why the 12 Pro Max screen looks dope. Maybe it has to do with the Pro XDR display Apple introduced with the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Definitely no complaints on the display, but it must take into consideration that the iPhone 12 has some display issues around the world, and it did went all over to the news. If you have any sort of issues of display, do let me know in the comments below, and also don't forget to bring it to an Apple store and just replace your phone. This phone will be a major redesign from the iPhone 11, which has used the footprint of the iPhone 6, which was released back in 2014. And this was a whole new form factor which will carry on for at least another 3 to 4 years. From the looks of it, this phone feels so slick compared to the iPhone 6 design. Sort of like a breath of fresh air from the dated previous iPhones. But having said that, I still think after using it for 3 months, I think this phone feels rushed, even though it came almost a month after the announcement. Okay, the reason why I told this phone feels rushed, or should I say slightly rushed, is because of number one, 5G. And I'm one of the few people who uses 5G all the time, and 5G cannot be used when the phone is in the dual SIM mode. Even though if you want to use 5G on one SIM only, you just cannot turn on the 5G when the phone is in the dual SIM mode. I'm not sure whether this is a hardware limitation or software limitation. I was checking on the forum and people were saying that the update for this will come out on December of 2020, and I don't know about you guys, but December 2020 has passed, so I'm not sure whether we will get the software update for this, or is this some sort of hardware limitation? We just have to find out. Okay, secondly, the iPhone 12 Pro. Not the Max, but the Pro. Why does the iPhone 12 Pro is on the lineup? It is quite pricey if you compare with the regular 12, which is a way better value than what you're getting for the money. And if you add a bit more cash for the iPhone 12 Pro value, you can walk out with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which has a better camera, better battery. But I feel the iPhone 12 Pro was rushed. I mean, I don't blame Apple. The 2020 was a catastrophic to say the least. But at least they should have axed the iPhone 12 Pro and just went with iPhone 12 mini, the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro Max. The price of iPhone 12 Pro would have made more sense and more justifiable if it had 120Hz display incorporated with the device, which is my next point of why I think you should skip the iPhone 12 Pro and the Pro Max this year. The next year's iPhone model, this year's iPhone model will have an LTPO display on the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, whichever it will be called. So this year's model will have an LTPO display which will enable the 120Hz display much like the iPad Pro. And if you are into that, I'm pretty sure you can wait for another 9 more months. The 12 Pro Max will not be a 1-year cycle when this year's iPhone 12s 13 Pro Max release on September or October. So my guess is it'll be worth the wait if you have a good working phone right now. But the regular 12 will be a big hit judging by the specs and the value of the product. And it had been my recommendation of iPhones this year if people ask me which phones should they get or which iPhone should they get. But for now, I purchased this phone and this is a great phone to say the least. It can last me up to easily 3 to 4 years without losing any sort of performance thanks to the A14 chips inside. But although I gotta say, if you're watching this video from March 2021 onwards, oh, and by the way, happy vaccination day, future Earth people. I hope you get vaccinated from COVID-19. Yeah, ready left. If you're watching this video from March of 2021 onwards, you should not consider buying the iPhone 12 Pro or the Pro Max, because in about 6 to 7 months of time, there will be a new phone with even better display and a better camera and better overall package compared to the iPhone 12 series. So just wait for that phones. And as of now, the Bas Subhash has finished the video, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comment section below, and head over to my Twitter. I'll put the Twitter link on the description and follow me there, ask me some questions there and have some conversation there. Oh, and subscribe to this channel, and I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the end of May. Hopefully I can. It'll be a massive achievement if I did as of now. So that's it guys. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.